Hey everyone, the Black Queen here with another episode of Queen Reacts. And today I'm going to get to 4 videos of a series by Viva Reverie, otherwise known as the artist formerly known as I'm a Toon Link. And yeah, this is going to be about 4 videos, about an hour long, because each one is roughly 15 minutes. Some more, some after, but what are you going to do? I finally found time to record an hour worth of video because everyone else is out. So, yeah, it's gonna be the series Who Killed Santa Claus? I don't know how to pronounce this. Danganronpa. And Trigger Happy Horses. That's basically the entire series, and there's 4 parts of it. 1, 2, 3, and one's just titled Finale, but also 4. So, yeah, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. I did not read all that. Court is now in session.
Righto, let's start with a quick explanation of the class trial. Today we'll be looking at the murder of Santa Claus.
Yeah, okay.
Fluffy happy man, whacked with a fatal blow to the back of his head. The murderer was one of you lot, and
they're all of his OCs.
Figure out who it was. If the killer gets found out, they lose and get executed. If the killer gets away with it, they win, and everybody else gets executed as
well.
What is it we gotta do with this convoluted trial thing? Well, if you refuse to participate, I'll kill you. Can't have any party poopers around here. Also, the killer would get away. That would be awfully boring.
Alright, this would be an interesting. Alright.
You mean we have to solve the murder?
Okay. Oh, I remember that video actually, that Goth Pinky toy video.
Well, the best first step is to look at all the facts we've gathered in our investigation. Santa's body was discovered in the second floor science lab at 12 p.m. The ones who discovered it were John and Jake, who then immediately called the rest of us over.
Oh, aren't those the wrestling ponies? Yeah.
Actually, it was more John's
I know.
that did that.
Yeah.
Why is Santa's blood pink again? When was the last time we saw Santa?
Yeah, I remember that OC from one of his older animations.
I saw him at breakfast at 10 a.m. We all saw him at 10, you doof. I saw him enter the science lab at 11:15, and the Magma was with me.
Oh, he's back.
I guess Celestia was with us too. So therefore we can deduce that the murder happened sometime between 45-minute gap of 11:15 and 12 p.m. That's a big gap. Anybody could have walked in
The horse of water.
Nobody has an alibi.
Actually, I was with Pumpkin the whole time.
Yes, trying to sell me a comb if I recall. Is that really an alibi though? What if you're just co-conspirators?
If I was the murderer and got away with it, that would basically be suicide for Pumpkin.
You're just saying that to cover your own ass. Besides that, there's also the science room door's lock. It was definitely broken while it was already locked, meaning the door was either broken into or broken out of. Why is that important? Because the door was definitely locked at 11:55. I tried it myself. There was meant to be a meeting in that room with me, Jake, John, and Santa at 12 p.m. So I left the cafeteria at 11:50 to go there.
Okay.
I arrived 5 minutes early and saw that the door was locked, so I thought the meeting was called off. Yet the door opened fine when I arrived 5 minutes later.
So sometime between those 5 minutes, the murderer must have broken out of the room.
Shame, because if I saw who that was, they'd be dead. Thanks, but we don't need a recap of the history of your strength. Another issue is that the lock was broken internally, unlike traditionally where, you hit it.
Well, I don't know about you, but I think this is a pretty open and shut case. It was obviously Scott.
What? You can't just say that.
You can't tell me I'm the only one that notices how obvious this is. Scott, as the murderer...
Isn't that one of the business ponies from the,
and he's off the hook.
Isn't it one of the business ponies from the, what's the animation called? What was that one powdered animation? I forgot what it's called. It's great animation. Well, at least, with the, yeah, I'm just gonna say animation.
Are you kidding? I had no time to have done that.
All the time a whack from his bionic arm. There was no better time. They were all alone. It was the perfect crime. Scott's lying. He says he tried opening the door at 11.
Maybe it's her.
But he's the one who broke it.
Are you kidding? I had no time to have done that.
You had all the time in the world. You left the cafeteria at 11:50. That's 10 full minutes. Santa was killed by a whack from his bionic arm. There was no better time. No, that's wrong.
Cash, there's a serious flaw in your argument.
What?
You say that Scott could have killed Santa completely risk-free because they were completely alone.
Yeah, duh.
Good, my
They were
heater's
gonna have
on.
a meeting in that room not 10 minutes later, not just Scott and Santa. But both Jake and John were on their way. Scott had no way of knowing when they were both going to arrive.
Well, that one's easy. He just made sure to watch both of their movements to make sure they weren't arriving early.
No, that's also impossible. Because Scott was in the cafeteria for at least the past 30 minutes. I saw myself, along with several others. There's no way you could have scouted Jake and John so intensely when they weren't even in the same location. In fact, this proves Scott could not have been
Yeah,
the
okay,
one.
I see it now.
He was the only one besides John and Jake that knew there was a meeting scheduled in there at all.
Alright, I guess you got me there.
Well, somebody had to have broken that lock. If it wasn't Scott, then who was it? Well, not counting Jake, John, Scott, Cash, myself, and everyone in the cafeteria. That leaves Crass, Mamagma, and Waterhorse. I cannot confirm my alibi.
So you're saying you did it?
No, I'm just saying that even if I told you where I was, you wouldn't believe me. For the
Okay.
record, I was sitting by the door to the room, alone. Alone all day since breakfast until I heard the body discovery announcement at 12, where I came down myself to investigate. What's up with the body discovery announcement anyways? The body discovery announcement plays over the intercom after 3 people discover a dead body. That way everybody in school knows someone died. Even people playing hooky like a piss joke here. I'll have you know that my water has a TA
Oh, wow.
on the dot.
You're beautiful.
Wow.
Is that going up? Did 3 people see the body before the body discovery announcement?
Yes, first two were John and Jake, then played when the rest of us from the cafeteria showed up.
That leaves Crass and Mamagma left to state their cases.
We parted ways around 11:30. I just flew around the gym passing time until the body discovery announcement. Looks like Mamagma was probably alone too.
Well, who do we suspect then?
Crass, duh. What? Not like the garbage reasoning Cash thought she had. I know for sure I'm right. Motive. Crass has a super obvious.
Seems way too obvious for her, like her kind of
I would never. How
like for
dare
her
you?
kind of attitude. So I'm gonna say it's not goth. I'm gonna say it's not goth. Could be money. It could be Cash though.
You're looking to replace Santa, weren't you? Unlike Mamagma or Waterhorse. You're the only one with a motive. No way! You can't say the other two! I'm completely out of the picture!
So apathetic a Dr. Mute?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Even besides motive, one's made of glass.
And the other would never get his boots dirty.
So you're the only one who could have broken out of that room. That's a premature assumption!
Are you sure that's even possible? Within only a 5-minute gap? Nobody besides those 3 could have even touched that dog. I'm inclined to agree. The rest of us has rock-solid alibi.
Spectacular.
Then that settles it. Let's start the vote. You're looking to
Alright.
replace Santa, weren't you? Unlike Mamagma or Waterhorse. You're the only one with a motive. No way! You can't say the other two! I'm completely out of the picture! Sir Apathetic and Dr. Mute? Yeah, I don't think so.
Even besides voted, they'll take place.
And the other would never get his hooves dirty. So you're the only one who could have broken out of that room. That's a premature assumption!
Are you sure that's even possible? Within only a 5-minute gap? Nobody besides those three could have even touched.
Alright, let's see.
No, that's wrong!
Okay. FYI, if this is I'm pretty sure this is a parody of something, so but I don't know the parody, so
I believe the evidence is Jake and John's testimonies.
I wouldn't know exactly how this thing goes out.
We didn't see anybody else.
You're the only one! Jake, it had to have been you.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't.
What are you talking about? I still think it was crass.
Hey, hold on a second, at least hear me out. I was with him the whole time. I didn't see him break the lock. Yes, you were. And yes, you did. Jake, you hold some strength in that arm, don't you?
Well, I wouldn't say you're wrong there.
And that same arm was the one that opened the door to the science lab at 12 p.m. Jake, is it possible you broke the lock to that door accidentally?
Yeah, okay.
What?
Seriously?
Well, it wouldn't be the first time.
If... What?
So it's a possibility then.
I suppose it is.
Well, then a new door has opened up, and one that's far more logically sound than someone escaping a locked room. Within a small 5-minute gap they couldn't have even known they had.
Bonkers. I still say it was crass. Just because you've opened up a new possibility doesn't mean the old one doesn't exist.
No, there's something else that also supports this new theory. Tell them, Reverie. I got it! That's right. The lock was broken internally, in some way other than hitting it. Perhaps by turning the knob too hard?
Hard safety the lock could be achieved by turning the knob too far.
So unless you're saying Crass chose to break it internally instead of just smashing the lock, you'll have to give a pretty good reason why.
Maybe he did it to
Confuse someone?
Aha!
Yeah,
It
so
looked
there's
like
a-
Jake broke it to set us off track.
You
Yeah.
said he not only knew of Jake's history of breaking locks, but also that he was going to be the next one to try opening the door?
Fine. I guess maybe Crash wasn't the one who broke the lock. Now we're back at square one. No leads. Happy now?
We wouldn't say no leads. We did figure some stuff out.
But we just eliminated every single person as a suspect.
You realize that's not possible, right? No, it isn't. I believe we've been looking at this case wrong from the start. We thought the only way a broken lock makes sense is if the killer used that door as an escape route. But if they didn't,
Then that door is no longer relevant.
what exactly does that mean? Well, the killer simply used a
Checking to see how
different
much time I
escape
have left.
Like
So I'm probably gonna have to end the video after this one video first, and then I'll just do the others in
that was
another
over
time.
The whole time. No locks, nothing.
Because,
well,
you know,
every
reasons.
significance took each
I'll just
evidence
do the other
I
ones
originally
and-
thought was irrelevant.
In a continuum
Was
order.
found on the ground outside that window. We don't know who it belongs to, and I assume there is no way to find out using blood testing. No, no blood testing is permitted for use to solve this case.
Why?
Don't make this too easy. Such a bore to watch. Right. Well, with that in mind, chances are it belongs to the killer, who must have hurt themselves trying to escape the crime scene. I don't get it. If they wanted to escape the crime scene while locking it up, why didn't they just go through the door and lock it from the outside?
Not a well-designed door. It only has a keyhole on the inside, meaning it can only be locked on the inside.
Actually, that's why that room was chosen for our meeting. Weird design choice aside, keeps intruders out. Where is the key to that door anyways? We couldn't find it, actually, even after a thorough search.
Maybe they destroyed it or dumped it somewhere far, far away.
Under my rule, absolutely nothing may leave the school ground. I most certainly would not let any school property get damaged. No, the key to the science lab is still intact. How odd.
Ugh, why are we focusing on this right now?
Did nobody notice we have the answer to who the killer is
literally right at our fingertips.
Think,
The killer
yeah.
is the one who injured themselves trying to jump out the window, right? So whoever currently has a wound on their body is the killer. Speak up, then. Who here has wounds?
Not me.
Nothing on me.
I'm me too.
I'm a princess. Are you a princess too?
Shut up, Celestia.
Let's
Maybe it'll be Scott.
Even if your body is covered, we're gonna find out eventually. We'll slip down if we have to.
Maybe it was Scott because he could have broken it with his hoof, so or his robotic hoof.
Got something to say?
I
Arm.
might have a bit of a gash under my wing.
Aha, so it was you all along.
No, it's not for what you think. It's from,
Oh, clamming up, are we? Trying
Okay,
to
maybe
be
it's him then. I don't know.
I had a sword fight with Santa. What?
Alright, so this is gonna be continued, right? Just waiting for it to end, because I'm gonna stop it right at the end of the video. Okay, I'll be watching the next one later. Okay, so that's a pretty good start for the video. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get to all of them at this time because my dad just came home, so I thought I'd be able to do 60 minutes worth, so I guess not. So I'll just do the rest of them another time, probably one other today, and then maybe a few others tomorrow. So, yeah. And I'm gonna give my full review at the end of the last one, so I can I can cover it all in one take without having to think of other ways to do it. So, yeah. I hope you like the commentary. And I think there's something else. I feel like I'm forgetting something else. Okay, well, I'll think of something. So, yeah, I hope you like the commentary. Please like, subscribe. God bless. Stay safe. Have a nice day. And as always, goodbye.